Hello again. This is Chef Natalie, founder of Elegantly Raw Cuisine, clinical nutritionist, coming to you again with another Elegantly Live Raw breakfast. But this is a live for yesterday that I missed. So this is day 13 of our Elegantly Raw breakfast recipes. We're past halfway, almost to the end. I hope you're enjoying the recipes. I hope you're trying them. I hope you're asking questions. Let me know what you want me to make. Let me try something. Just hit me with something strange and let me see if I can make it. Okay. I don't want to go to the store to buy any strange ingredients, but something healthy, something that you like and I could remake. Just let me know and I can try it. All right. So anyway, welcome to my kitchen. And today we are just catching up with our recipes. Today is day 13 and we are going to make an elegantly raw coconut ginger soup. Now this soup is amazing for healing the prostate. And I'm not saying because it's healing the prostate, you women can't enjoy it. It's also amazing for hormonal balancing as well. Right? So if you have a husband and you care about his tool, you can make this soup for him. Now remember, when the food is not cooked or heated, the enzymes in the food sends a message to the cells, right? It tells the cells what to do with all these compounds and nutrients that are coming in live. Raw food speaks to the cells. If you eat dead food, it doesn't speak to your cells, but raw food does. And it really tells the cells, what should I do with the zinc in this pumpkin? What should I do with the antioxidant in this pumpkin? Go protect my prostate cells. Go protect my eyes because it's high in vitamin A, the pumpkin. Now, I know this is a, what do you call this here? A squash. But since I'm not in Trinidad, and this is the closest I have to a pumpkin, I'm calling it pumpkin, okay? So don't tell me it's not called a pumpkin. So it's a pumpkin today. It's substituting my pumpkin back home. So anyways, so the even in the nuts, so this recipe also calls for pumpkin seeds. And pumpkin seeds is very high in minerals, protein, zinc, magnesium, and most important, zinc. And for men, you need zinc for that prostate health. Okay? I worked with a client one time, and every day for 30 days, I made him pumpkin seed milk, amongst other things, amongst other microgreens and sprouts and different things to help his body. His prostate was 230 something. And within 30 days, his prostate number went down to 5, right? His doctor was like amazed, right? Because they've been trying to get his prostate numbers down forever. So my friends, eat the food that God gave you in the state in which God gave it to you, right? If God is the perfection of perfection and he is the almighty healer, why do we need to say we're going to perfect the pumpkin by cooking it? We cannot perfect God's work. It's already perfected in this little shell, protected for you. So all God wants you to do is to learn how to combine them in a way that is very healing to the body so that your body can have a conversation with the enzymes that are coming in. And the enzymes are really like instructors. They tell the zinc what to do, the vitamins what to do, and the polyphenols and the phytochemicals. That's what the enzymes does. But if you cook the food, you kill the enzymes, and there's nothing instructing the vitamins and the polyphenols, antioxidants. What should I do with all this goodness? So let's eat the food in God's natural state. Anyways, enough talking. Let's make the soup. Let me grab my gloves here. Grab a pan. You need to make this for your hubby-dubby. And I'm going to give you my recipe version. But of course, you can, make it yours. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon in here. And some of you may not like cinnamon in your pumpkin soup, but I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon in here to give it a different taste, I guess. All right. All right, so let's get started. So my blender is dirty because I just made coconut milk. So let me tell you what the ingredients are for this recipe. So for this recipe, you need coconut milk, which is our liquid base. I'm also going to add to the liquid base, but it's also going to give it texture because I'm not straining the pumpkin seed pulp out. I'm just going to leave it in there. But if you want and you don't want the pumpkin seed pulp, you can strain the milk, right? I'm adding half a cup of soaked and sprouted pumpkin seed. It's not dehydrated, so it's wet. I have about 2 cups of milk here, but we're just going to add milk as we need, right? We don't want it the consistency too thin or too thick. We'll just add it as we need. Fresh garlic, as many cloves as you like. A little piece of ginger. About a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. A little bit of cinnamon, like 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Salt to taste. I have cumin here. I have about half a teaspoon of cumin. And of course, I must add my Irish moss. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of raw sesame seed butter. Okay. All right. So let's start by adding in the pumpkin seeds. This is going to be a lot of milk. Okay. And then we're just going to blend that. Hold on 1 second. Let's peel the pumpkin first and take what we need. I'm just going to take the very bottom of the pumpkin, and I know you like me to measure. I put the rest there. I'm just going to cut it in half. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take out the pumpkin seeds because I forgot we're going to leave it chunky. And we'll add it in last and just pulse it in there. Okay? So let's take that out. And let's remove the seeds. Now, if you want, you could blend everything up in this from the squash. I don't want the seeds in here, but you could blend everything up and make your soup. You can dry that as well. Just removing the skin. Simple. Just cut it down. Remove the skin. Remove the skin. All right. Of course, I will probably get a few seeds in there, but that's okay. But I'm not putting a lot of the seeds in there. Now, as I said, I do compost all my stuff because I hate the waste. And sometimes I save the seeds for my garden. Like I dry them out and I save them for the garden. So you can do what you like with the seed pots of the So let's remove the seeds and the middle piece of this. Okay. So, all right, and pumpkin is just as healthy as sweet potato. It is rich with vitamin A as well. And it has very high water content as well. So it's really good for the gut. It has lots of fiber. You know, I do have a peeler there I can use. A potato peeler. But this is like old school wisdom here, peeling with a knife. All right, just take off the top of the pumpkin. And I'm just removing the skin. All right. So as I said in the beginning, if you're just joining the live, we're making an elegantly raw coconut ginger pumpkin soup. And the soup is really good for prostate health. All right. So I'm just going to dice this up and then I'm going to measure. As I tell you, I don't really like using recipe measurements, but my friends do like me to tell them exactly what I put in here. So we're just going to dice it up and then I'm going to measure how much pumpkin we're going to put in the thing. So what we're gonna do is okay. All right. So let me add the oh, we're measuring, right? Hi, see, I don't like measuring. Okay, a cup. See if we get a cup. Not so we get about a cup here. 1 cup. 2 cups. You could make this smooth or you can make it chunky. It's up to you. 2 cups of pumpkin, right? And then I'm just going to add to that 2 cups of pumpkin. You can leave some of the pumpkin out at the end to pulse in there. It's really up to you. You're going to add the garlic in there. I'm putting in about three cloves of garlic. And I'm going to make my pumpkin smooth because I'm going to put the use the pumpkin seeds as the end for texture. All right. I'm going to blend some up smooth in there too, but mostly for texture. All right. If you like lots of garlic, put lots of garlic because garlic is also a very good healer. All right. So a piece of ginger, very small piece. And I keep the skin on because it's organic. All right. It's about a, what did I say? Just a little bit of the turmeric, like about a teaspoon. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. With a pinch of cinnamon. You can add a little bit of salt, but then you can adjust it at the end to your flavor. So we're going to start with about 1/2 teaspoon. All right, so now we're just going to add enough. And I'm going to add a little bit of the pumpkin seeds in to blend smooth. And then the rest I'm going to pulse at the end so it can stay chunky. All right. Oh, and we forgot to put in our tablespoon of tahini butter. You can also add sesame if you want. Make your own tahini butter if you like. Up to you. So this recipe is rich in protein, very high in minerals. All right, so let's just add enough milk to cover the recipe to start out. And then if we need to thin it out a little bit, we'll have some extra milk to thin the recipe out. Ready? I did blend that till it's really smooth, but again, as I said, if you wanted to add a few pieces of pumpkin back in here to give it texture, you can. Or you can do like me and use the nuts for texture. Let's taste it. Very good, very good, very good. I'm going to add a little bit of Irish moss in there. I love the how the cumin, the roasted cumin, just pops out at the end there. A little bit of Irish moss. You don't have to add Irish moss; it's optional, but it really, I like it. So I'm gonna put it in there, blend again, smooth as you can get it. ending for one day there. Wonderful. So now I can use the remaining pumpkin seeds. I can pulse it. Just throw it in there and I can just pulse it. That will give us some texture because we don't want to swallow the soup. We want to have texture in the soup so that we can chew the soup to activate the digestive enzymes within the mouth. Because when food enters the mouth, that's where the body starts to communicate with the nutrition and the nutrients and the enzymes and the compounds that's in the mouth to tell the stomach what to do, to tell the colon what to do, to prepare the stomach for what's coming in there. All right? So, if you like pumpkin seeds, put it in there. All right, so I'm just going to do a quick blend on that. So that's why we need texture in the soup, and we don't just eat a soup. All right, I think that's enough. Okay, let's just clean up a little bit and let's plate our dish. Okay. All right, let's plate our dish. So for this dish, we are going to have a really nice bowl because remember, we actually start eating with our eyes, okay? So when we are introducing raw food to anyone, we want to make sure that the food is appealing, is presented very well. Because, you know, raw food is like something people like, oh, I don't eat that. It takes a while for people to acquire the taste, especially if you've been eating a lot of cooked food or processed food or highly flavored food. So, you know, be patient with people. So here is the consistency. It's very thick. It's very thick soup. Now, if you want this thinner, you can add more coconut milk and make the soup as thin as you like it. But I do appreciate the thickness of the soup. And it will force you to chew. I'll put some more in there. All right, so if you want it thinner, you can. It's very thick. All right. So now, let's see. This is a little cream I had here that I made a little dressing with a few days ago. I'm just going to use it for decoration. Probably won't see it that much because the soup is white. It's a pine nut cream that I made. I just add garlic, lemon juice, and salt. I made a pine nut cream. So all I'm going to do is to make some circles in here. Probably won't see them. Add a little bit more. It actually gives it a nice flavor profile. It's like a dressing for your soup. All right, so let's just play with that a little bit. That it looks pretty already. I don't know if you can see it, but it just looks pretty already. Okay, so I did do a little ding ding there. All right, so now we're just going to add some kale microgreens in the middle. And then I have a little bit more pumpkin seeds that I can sprinkle around the top. And here you have it, your beautiful, elegantly raw coconut pumpkin ginger soup. And that looks amazing. And I want to taste it. Actually, I'm going to taste from in the mug. I'm going to taste from in the mug because I don't want to mess the soup up. Very good. And yes, texture from the partially pureed pumpkin seeds. I taste the ginger, the cumin comes out a little bit, the coconut milk. Everything's just so good. So guys, that is nutrition. That is super charging your prostate cells, super signaling to your prostate cells that health is on its way. Very good. All right. So there you go. We are going to enjoy this soup in a few minutes. But I hope you enjoyed the live. So as I said, and I would always say, eat more live foods, eat more living foods. Living foods instructs your cells. It has a conversation with your body. It kind of speaks to the nutrients in the food and what it should do to what cells or what pathways in the body. So eat raw living foods. When you eat dead cooked food or processed foods, you are muting the conversation between the food and your cells. You don't want to mute the conversation because God has put wisdom or technology, if you want to say, in plants. Let's enjoy it. You know something? Animal food doesn't have enzymes. It doesn't have any enzymes. It has protein, yeah, I know, but you can get protein from plants, and actually the protein in the plant speaks to the body. It has a conversation with the body, and it tells the body what it should do with the bioavailable protein that's in raw living foods. So my friends, I love you. I hope you enjoyed the live and enjoy this beautiful soup. I'm going to walk it closer to the camera because it looks amazing. I mean, with the color and all. Let's just do that. Look at that. Look at that. Right? So you can make that and enjoy it as a breakfast meal, or if you wanted to enjoy it as a lunch meal. Bye. Thank you for watching.